Hey guys, checking in today to share some information on how to really work on leveling up your hip control. If you deal with the back, hip, or knee as areas of discomfort for you, working on your hip connection and control is huge, and pretty much every person, client, patient I work with will always address on improving their hip strength. First of all, is like the leg raises we commonly might get in rehab. You can always do them here on the ground. Just checking in when you do it, like if you feel some front thigh work a little bit more, then I would have you work on trying to connect and activate more of the back of your leg and back of your glutes. So kind of bring it further back and then work it from there and see if you can feel some muscular connection there, which was really the goal. And then another way is by building up a little bit more stability and strength. I like to think of like a little tunnel of light underneath on my bottom side. While you do the leg raises, that will further increase the demand of your hip joint. And then another way that I work on leveling up is doing an elbow prop here, kind of lifting away from the shoulder, elbow pressing down. You get your obliques engaged as you go through your leg raises, and you'll already feel just having that additional lift that our hip is further demanded to work on this. And so when we leg lift, which is great, we have one single plane of movement and activation, but because our hip is a ball and socket joint and it moves in big rotational patterns and really covers all areas of movement and all planes, you should also do that in part of your rehab. And one easy way is just bringing it forward and then picking it up and bringing it back. And then all the while you're trying to be just rock steady here. And if this is too uncomfortable for you and you don't want to stay on your elbow too long because of your shoulder, then go ahead and bring it right back down. But whether you be on your side or on your elbow, you should still try to emphasize your oblique and your core control. So here we are, big half circle up and over. You will see this commonly with some Pilates sideline leg series. We do big circles and little circles. And then in mobility, we can do a straight-legged version of a hip car. So control articular rotation with a straight limb. And so that would look like this. So when you come up, you're actually going to work on your maximal external rotation here as you lift up. As you come through about halfway, there's a certain point that you feel like your spine and pelvis are going to move. So that's where you're going to then change directions and go into internal rotation as you extend that hip back. And so while the hip is back there in hip extension, you will go internal rotation, so toe down, heel up, lift, 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 lift. It burns. Go to external rotation straight across that knee, squeeze and reach, and check in that your pelvis isn't sliding back, that your waist is pulled back the whole time, stacking those hips, fighting. And if you feel like a pretty strong, distinct burn right here in this back pocket of your butt, congratulations. You are getting it. Remember, so mobility is working on end range control, very deliberate movement, and that will further improve your range and your control, or another way to say it is your active flexibility. So bringing in all the things that I know, rehab, Pilates, and mobility to you is really what I try to deliver as a part of functional flow Pilates. So thank you for joining me today. I'm here if you have any other questions.